Okay, I want to bring one other person into the conversation we're having about Johnson & Johnson. That's Erik Gordon, clinical assistant professor at University of Michigan. His areas of expertise and interest, biomedical industry, which includes pharmaceuticals, devices, and biotechnology, joins us from Michigan. Thanks so much for your time. You've heard part of the conversation I just had with Shannon as well. I'm curious what your thoughts are on the mounting number of recalls, especially the recall for the hip replacement, and how this affects the brand.
I think they've done serious damage to the brand. I think this is the great American brand tragedy. You know, for 20 years we've taught students what a great job J&J did of building its brand and protecting its brand, even through the 1982 Tylenol recall. For the next 20 years, we're going to be teaching them what an amazing job management has done of damaging those brands.
Is there anything, Professor Gordon, this is Shannon here, is there anything J&J can do now to repair this brand? What comes next for them?
I think they have to own up to the problem. I think the first step is to own up to the problem. You know, Mr. Weldon also said, well, you know, it's not a systematic thing. It's not really all across the company. A lot of people are just doing Monday morning quarterbacking. Well, he's the quarterback, and he's thrown over 50 interceptions. So I think step number one is to own up to the fact that there is something seriously wrong in the company, and to get to the root causes of it, and to make some big changes, and to truly make the number one priority to fix the changes. You know, he also has said, you know, my top priority is to get the products back on the shelves. I think the top priority should be to make the products safe.
Do you think Johnson & Johnson CEO Bill Weldon, does he need to retire? Does he need to step down?
I think he does. I think this is a cultural thing that has changed Johnson & Johnson from the heroic company that handled the old Tylenol recall correctly into the company that does sort of secret, sneaky recalls that people are told not to say anything about, to ignoring all of these warnings in the FDA reports. You know, when you plow through the FDA reports, which actually is in the article, your article, you'd just be amazed at how many warnings J&J ignored. So I think he's responsible for the culture that created that. I think it's time to turn the reins over to somebody from outside J&J.
You talked about 20 years to build a wonderful reputation, 20 years to repair a reputation. When you compare J&J, well, is there another company you can compare J&J to that may have had a similar fate?
You know, I can't, I've followed these companies for a long time. I can't think of any company that has had so many recalls of so many different kinds of products just continuously. And as you pointed out, Shannon, I mean, a recall of something that's implanted, you don't just get over it in a day or two. You have to go back in and operate again. This is really serious business, and I don't know of any company that's had problems just this endemic, just throughout the company.
You said you'd like to see someone from outside the company come in. Is there someone specific in your mind, maybe someone who's done a great job repairing a damaged brand that you think could help J&J out here?
You know, I think they need somebody who comes from a different culture, didn't get their promotions within the culture that created this. Somebody who, it's a tough job to fill because J&J is so diversified. You need somebody who understands OTC products that you buy in the drugstore, somebody who understands prescription products, somebody who understands orthopedic and other medical devices. The person that I would like to see running it won't go run it because he's doing a good job at another drug company.
Professor, thank you so much. Erik Gordon, a clinical assistant professor of University of Michigan. Thank you for your expertise.